Hey, what's good? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth, and today I'm going to do a review of the new Paul Wall and Lil Keke album entitled Slab Talk. Let's get to it. So, when we are talking about the Houston hip hop scene, it's important to recognize that there's always been more to it than just the music itself. With Houston rap, you are getting the whole culture of the city in addition to the music, whether it's the slang, car culture, the diversity of each neighborhood, the influence of Lean or the legendary DJ Screw or the legacy of Rap-A-Lot Records. It's all embedded in the music. So that's always something that attracted me to Houston, because you always got that distinct regional flavor and sound that you don't always get everywhere else. This is a collaborative album between two Houston, Texas rap veterans, Paul Wall and Lil Keke. These two guys are the definition of what staying down and keeping it trill both look like and sound like. Paul Wall and Lil Keke have been putting out quality music in the Houston rap scene since the 90s. Now, they don't have the mainstream spotlight on them anymore, but they still sound as good as they did when they were buzzing back in the early to mid 2000s. Paul Wall reps the north side of Houston. He came up under DJ Michael Watts of Swisha House fame. Swisha House also had artists like Chamillionaire and Slim Thug, both of whom Paul worked with over the years, but he is most known for his still tipping verse as well as his classic Sitting Sideways single. Lil Keke, on the other hand, comes out of the south side of the city. He's an original member of DJ Screw's Screwed Up Clique. Now, the Screwed Up Clique has a very extensive list of members, but some of the guys that came out of that crew were Big Pokey, Fat Pat, Big Mo, Big Hawk, and ESG. Now, unfortunately, a few of those members are deceased, but I also wanted to point out that George Floyd was also a member of the Screwed Up Clique. He went by the name of Big Floyd, so R.I.P. George Floyd. Lil Keke's most known single is Southside, which dropped back in 1997, but it's still very much an anthem in Houston to this day. So this album is basically an ode or a love letter to Houston's slab culture. It's all about the slab aesthetic on this record, which is really a way of life down in H-Town. If you don't already know, a slab is basically an older or classic car that gets an upgrade with some candy paint, custom leather and wood interior, a wood grain steering wheel, a system that bumps, and of course the iconic swangers, which are a special kind of rims that poke out. Now, I've never personally been a huge car guy. It's just not my thing. But I can respect their devotion to slabs down in Houston. On many of my trips down there, I've seen them up close and personal, and I gotta admit, it's a really unique experience, especially if you are from out of town. I even attempted to do my own swanging, well, not in a slab, of course, but in a rental while I was driving through the countryside of Houston, you know, where no one could see me, just so I could get a taste of it. And it was a good feeling. Personally, I'm not like a huge risk taker all like that, but I will swang at a very slow speed, of course, and also with no one watching. But back to the album, I like this one quite a bit, actually. Maybe it's because I have a preference for Houston rap, but I think both artists' passion definitely came through on this project. The whole thing just felt authentically trill. Lyric-wise, it's nothing overly complicated or deep. There's not really much to dissect here, but it is a fun album to ride out to with some great production. So with that being said, let me get into a track-by-track breakdown. The opener, So Trill, sets the vibe right away. It personifies the trill lifestyle that Paul Wall, Lil Keke, and Slim Thug live on the regular. It's got a familiar Pimp C knocking down doors sample. I also like the bright synths, which give it almost a G-funk feel. Riding 5 is more of a banger and a trunk rattler. There's a gritty and alarming feel to this one, so it's definitely one of the tracks that you would play when you were feeling more bold or you just want to stunt. There's a very strong DJ Screw influence on Don't Think About It. it. They took an old school R&B jam and screwed it. I like the slow rolling and deep bass. Lyrically, both Paul and Keke are paying all types of homage to their city. Left and Right is by far the most standout track. It's a personal favorite for me. This is a very smooth anthem to ride out to. It actually makes you feel like you were there in the Slab with Lil Keke and Paul Wall as they are giving you a tour of their city. I like the sample, guitars, and organ production. Paul Wall gives us the clever line, "I pull up looking fresher than the catch of the day. I capture the attention like a window display." So Paul is giving us that light-hearted boasting that we all know him to do so well. The track Tom Bout has a beat that you could freestyle to. It's got that head bobbing and jamming appeal. I also like the Trade the Truth sample on the hook. Next up on Drifting, we get some really smooth harmonizing and laid back piano and guitar production. I like the breezy and sun-soaked quality to this one. The record Come Down has a vintage DJ Screw or UGK feel. The twangy guitars and slowed down hook give it that classic H-Town ambiance. The cookout vibes are in full effect on Slab Season. This features the well-known Mary Jane Girls All Night Long sample. It's just a feel-good, riding with the top down type of track to get your weekend going. Screwed Love is a conceptual love song devoted to DJ Screw and the Screwed way of living. On this track, you're going to hear all of the iconic Texas phrases like chopping blades and sitting sideways. I like the 2000s R&B style hook as well. The instrumental is very dreamy and sleek. This closes out with Switchin Lanes, which features an original SUC member, Big Pokey. On here, Lil Keke proclaims that he does it for the culture. It's a strong way to end a very tight and compact project. Overall, I give this album a rating of 4 out of 5. If you are huge into profound lyrics and really top-notch wordplay, you aren't going to find it on here. But what you are going to get are two artists with a lot of charisma, confidence, and smooth flows. You know, Paul Wall and Lil Keke haven't appeared to slow down or lose any ground over time. They really sound as good as ever. And if you like albums that really capture the essence of a particular region and its sound, then this album will be a real treat. Because all the tracks serve to represent that Slab culture aesthetic, whether we are talking about the lyrics, the attitude, the mindset, or the actual style of production. This album authentically embodies who Paul Wall and Lil Keke are as artists. They are self-made men who aren't concerned about riding a wave or hopping trends because this is what they live and breathe on a daily basis. It's that Slab talk. My favorite tracks include Don't Think About It, Left, Right, Drifting, Come Down, and Switchin Lanes. Let me know what you thought of this album in the comment section below. Was this project dope? Was it a nope? What should I check out next? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Paul Wall, Lil Keke, Slab Talk, 1.